He ignored stress until his heart stopped for 47 seconds. A life-changing story. People thought Armin Hale was winning at life. At 38, he owned a small trading business, drove a decent car, and never missed a day of work. He smiled when people asked, "How's life?" and answered the same way every time. Busy, but good. What no one saw was the weight he carried home every night. It started quietly. A missed meal here, a sleepless night there, a constant buzzing inside his chest, like something chasing him even when he sat still. Stress didn't arrive like a storm. It came like dust, settling slowly, invisibly. Armin woke before sunrise, heart already racing. His phone was the first thing he touched. Messages, payments, deadlines, complaints. His mind never warmed up gently. It exploded awake. His wife Sarah noticed first. "You don't eat properly anymore," she said one morning, sliding a plate toward him. "I'm fine," Armin replied, already standing. "I'll eat later." Later never came. Weeks passed, then months. Stress became normal. Exhaustion became routine. And then came the nights. Armin would lie beside Sarah, eyes open, staring at the ceiling fan. Sleep refused him. His thoughts replayed conversations, mistakes, future fears on a loop he couldn't stop. Sometimes his chest tightened. Sometimes his left arm felt strangely heavy. He Googled it once. Stress symptoms, he typed. The internet gave him answers that scared him. He closed the browser and laughed it off. Overthinking, he told himself. Men my age don't fall apart. But something was falling apart. Slowly, silently, his temper shortened. Small things annoyed him, traffic, noise, even laughter. He snapped at Sarah, then apologized without knowing why he was angry in the first place. One evening, Sarah said softly, "You don't talk anymore. You're here, but you're not really here." Armin forced a smile. "I'm just tired." That was the first lie he believed himself. Depression doesn't always cry. Depression didn't make Armin cry. It made him empty. The things he once enjoyed, tea on the balcony, music, evening walks, felt pointless. He still went through the motions, but joy no longer followed. His body began to change. He gained weight around his stomach. He felt thirsty all the time. His vision blurred occasionally. A routine checkup showed high sugar levels and borderline BP. The doctor warned him. "You're under chronic stress," the doctor said. "If you don't change your lifestyle—" "I will," Armin interrupted quickly. "Work stress, temporary." The doctor looked at him for a long second. "Stress isn't temporary when you don't let it end." Armin nodded, then did nothing. He started medication but never fixed the cause. Pills controlled numbers and not habits. Late nights continued. Fast food replaced meals. Silence replaced conversation. Inside, Armin felt like a rope stretched too tight. One more pull, and it would snap. The day everything paused. It happened on an ordinary afternoon. No dramatic signs, no warning sirens. Armin was at his office desk when a sharp pain cut through his chest, deeper than before. His breath caught. The room tilted. He stood up, thinking it would pass. It didn't. Pain spread to his jaw. Sweat drenched his shirt. His heart began to pound, then suddenly felt wrong, like it skipped beats. "Water," he whispered, though no one heard. The world dimmed. Armin collapsed. For 47 seconds, his heart stopped beating properly. Employees screamed. Someone called emergency services. Someone else tried to wake him. In that frozen moment between life and death, Armin felt nothing. No stress, no fear, no noise, just darkness. When the heart teaches what life couldn't, Armin woke up to the sound of machines, beeping, hissing, breathing that wasn't entirely his own. For a moment, he didn't know where he was, or who he was. Then pain reminded him. His chest felt heavy, wrapped tight. A dull ache pulsed with every breath. He tried to move, but a gentle hand stopped him. "Don't," a voice said. "Sarah." Her eyes were red. Her hands trembled as she held his. "You scared me," she whispered. Fragments returned. The office, the pain, the darkness. "What happened?" Armin asked. Sarah swallowed hard. "You had a heart attack." The word hit harder than the pain. Heart attack. Not stress, not tiredness, not imagination. A heart attack, the doctor explained later. Years of unmanaged stress had fueled depression. Depression had pushed him toward unhealthy habits. Those habits spiked his sugar and BP, slowly damaging his heart. "This didn't happen in one day," the doctor said calmly. "Your body has been warning you for years." Arman turned his face away. He remembered every ignored sign, every skipped meal, every sleepless night, every time he said, "I'm fine," when he wasn't. Tears slid silently into the pillow. Recovery is more than healing the body. Recovery was slow, painful, humbling. Arman learned how fragile strength really was. Simple things, sitting up, walking a few steps, felt like victories. But the hardest part wasn't physical, it was mental. At night, fear replaced stress. Fear of dying, fear of leaving Sarah alone, fear of never fixing what he broke inside himself. A hospital counselor visited him one afternoon. "Your heart didn't fail suddenly," she said gently. "It gave up after being ignored too long." That sentence stayed with him. Ignored too long. Arman began talking, really talking, and for the first time in years. About pressure, expectations, the constant need to prove worth through work. He realized something painful. He had been living to survive, not to live. A different kind of strength. Months later, Arman returned home. Life didn't magically become perfect. Stress still existed. Problems still came. But Arman changed how he responded. He ate slowly. He slept on time. He walked every evening, sometimes alone, sometimes with Sarah. He learned to say no. He learned that rest was not weakness, that asking for help was not failure. His sugar stabilized, his BP lowered, but more importantly, his mind softened. One evening, sitting on the balcony, Arman watched the sunset paint the sky in warm colors. For the first time in years, his chest felt calm, alive. He looked at Sarah and said, "I almost lost everything, because I was too busy pretending I was strong." Sarah smiled through tears. "You're strong now. Because you listened." Stress doesn't always scream. Depression doesn't always show tears. Heart attacks don't always come suddenly. Sometimes they arrive after years of being ignored. Listen early, before your heart has to stop you to be heard.